Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tavikes28, and once again, we are back here with the Toronto Huskies franchise. And the last episode, we played the Baltimore Ravens, and Lamar Jackson and Marquise Hollywood Brown went off against this Toronto Huskies defense that has been playing their hearts out all season long, but it finally caught up to them last week as they clearly showed how much of a mismatch that this team was against the Baltimore Ravens. And not only that, but you add in the fact that the offense, over the last 2 weeks combined, they have allotted 6 points through 2 weeks. Right now, there are some major problems in this Toronto Huskies offense, and I think it's only going to get worse from here, which we'll get into that later. But I do have to say, there might be a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, and that has everything to do with how great some of these defensive players have been playing this season. Some of these young guys like Floyd Ellis, Ifedi Adenabo, heck, even some of these corners like our brand new rookie corner, Mr. Branch, and the veterans especially have been playing quite well for this roster. So, as you know, this roster, they're mostly younger players. You got a couple of veterans on each side of the ball. Fitzpatrick at the helm. You got Logan Ryan, number one corner. Delaney Walker, who will be 37 at the end of this season. So, they've got a lot of young players who you can see some good flashes from. Quincy Williams, the star player from the first season of the Toronto Huskies franchise. Obviously, they have some young players, but there's been some news, which we'll get into this in a little bit, about Henry Ruggs. Now, obviously, a few weeks ago, we had a player on the team no longer wanting to play football. Now, this isn't just football for this specific squad. It is no longer wanting to play football at all. So that is with any team. And they quoted, quote, personal reasons. That player was none other than, of course... Personal reasons. Sorry about that. Of course, that was none other than Isaiah Wilson, our starting right tackle. Now, he had played through about, I want to say, 7 games, give or take. And during that time, he played decently well. But the big thing was he just pretty much up and quit. He retired from the NFL. He didn't want to be a part of the team anymore. It wasn't even the team. He quoted saying that there was nothing that the Toronto Huskies have done or will do that is affecting this decision, essentially stating that it is a personal reason that he does not want to play football any longer with any team. It does not matter who the team is. He needs to step away from the game, and that's kind of what he left it at. So obviously the Toronto Huskies released him and moved forward, but now there's another issue with Henry Ruggs. We've been hearing some things for probably a good portion of the season now that there's some legal trouble with Henry Ruggs. We'll have to keep an eye on that because he's been up and down this season, but obviously he's an integral part of the offense as hopefully one of the receivers of the future if he can stay on the field. And that's what the question is, will he stay on the field? So, without further ado though, we are going to go ahead and jump into the next week, which is week number 10 against the Houston Texans. Now, this is the Deshaun Watson-led Houston Texans. However, Deshaun Watson has not played in quite some time. Now, he previously had gotten hurt, and it was none other than Josh Rosen who took over for him. So Josh Rosen right now has been the starting quarterback and has played well. They've only lost 2 games on the season. Not a bad record. Right now, they are leading the AFC South, and it's looking pretty good for this Houston Texans squad. And for the Toronto Huskies, we sit at 1-7 going into this game in desperate need of a change of some kind to where we can score some points All right, because that's the big thing, is the fact that they are not scoring points right now. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's down in the dumps. You know, he's not feeling too hot about the way his squad has been playing. As you see, his ratings are being affected right now. And to be honest, I think that's a big reason why this team hasn't been playing as well as they had hoped. A lot of negative morale right now on the squad, which, to be fair, you can understand why. You know, they have dealt with a lot of various things this season, and for a young squad, that can be hard to do. And obviously, we last week had an injury to our kick return man and also 5th/6th receiver Ashton Doolin. Now, Ashton Doolin was playing a pivotal role ever since Keontae Bonds went down with an injury. So what that means is right now Trent Sherfield, who actually had the best game of anyone last week on the offensive side of the ball, as I believe he hauled in 6 or 7 receptions last week, he is now the third receiver with the rookie Keontae Bonds being out. I believe he will be back by the end of the season. I'll have to double check on that for you guys. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Check out the injury report. And Ashton Doolin with 4 weeks, and so only 3 more weeks for Keontae Bonds. The partial ACL tear that happened earlier this season, and it really kind of put a hinder on this offense. And a big part of that was due to the fact that they really needed that third receiver to step up. And Bonds has been doing that so far this season, and without him, they've been struggling. I mean, they've been struggling all season long, but especially now without Keontae Bonds. So I believe it is time here, as we have a primetime game at NRG Stadium in Houston. And it's actually the Thursday night game. So we got the first game of Week 10. And this is going to be important because if we are able to somehow upset this Houston Texans team, it might open up a door for this Toronto Huskies squad to get a little bit of momentum, hopefully as Keontae Bonds comes back after a couple of weeks. I believe there's a chance that Keontae Bonds might be back for that Pittsburgh Steelers game in week number 12, which, just an FYI, we will have a guest for that game. And that's right, a guest commentator / broadcaster with me. For those of you that didn't watch the previous one, we had the same guest / commentator there in week number, I believe it was 4 or 5 against the Minnesota Vikings. So definitely go check that out. And without further ado, we're going to jump into this Thursday night game in primetime against the Houston Texans. Your Toronto Huskies will be searching for their second win of the season. And Josh Lambo starts this game off with a kickoff into the edge of the end zone, which will get returned out past the 20, past the 25, and to the 28-yard line. This Houston Texans team right now has a pretty good lead, about a game lead right now, but more than anything, Deshaun Watson is back for them. We were really hoping that we might see Josh Rosen in this game. However, it does appear that Deshaun Watson is back and healthy once again after being out for a good portion of this season. Now the Houston Texans will start off in the I formation and handing this ball right up the middle to none other than, I believe that is Lamar Miller. And we're going to take a look at this pretty decent offensive line, especially the left side of that offensive line. They signed Kelechi Osemele. They have A.J. Dillon as one of their running backs right now. So it's very key for this Houston Texans squad to utilize that rushing attack to open up those holes downfield for Deshaun Watson. And there's one right there, a short pass completed for, I believe, almost a first down, making it 3rd and inches here. And they're audibling right now, moving people around, and under center is Deshaun Watson with a quick pass out there and a move, and just like that, a first down from Will Fuller. That is Quincy Williams coming up to make the tackle. As Bill O'Brien is all sorts of fired up right now. Look at that, juking out the veteran Logan Ryan as he just gets put on skates right here. Now with about 9.5 minutes left in this first quarter, you have Deshaun Watson handing off up the middle once again. A good hole here, getting up, and that's actually Duke Johnson. I was incorrect before. I forgot they have Duke Johnson as their starting running back here in Houston. A 6-yard carry for him. And a pass here on second down, and that was just inaccurate. He had a guy that should have been coming open there. Let's take a look at this Toronto Huskies defense. Very young defense. That defensive line has been getting after it. Josh Bynes in the middle has been playing very well, racking up the tackles and calling the plays. And Rashad Jones and Jalen Thompson last week. Jalen Thompson, the new addition, who they just traded for 2 weeks ago. And he was making plays last week, except for some reason those safeties were getting abused, as we see a completion and a nice move by the receiver here on that left-hand side. That was Randall Cobb with the reception. But as I was saying, those safeties were getting abused in the secondary by none other than Hollywood Brown and Lamar Jackson last week. He racked up 4 touchdowns. Hollywood Brown, not Lamar Jackson, Hollywood Brown had 4 touchdowns by himself and almost 200 yards receiving on only 6 catches. As we see a nice completion here to the right-hand side with Logan Ryan coming up to make the tackle. That is Julius Thomas, I believe, with the reception. And another handoff here, and trying to make some moves. A.J. Dillon has nowhere to go with no gain there. That is Jalen Thompson, who was very good in the run defense last week. And what a completion down the field. Just finding that seam down the left-hand side. That is Vance McDonald, ex-Pittsburgh Steeler, with the reception. Nick Needham on coverage. But as we were saying, though, Jalen Thompson played very well when it came to, the rush defense aspect of his game. He was all over that rushing attack out there, not allowing much room at all for Mark Ingram. However, he was getting abused in the secondary, which I didn't expect from a player like that. And here we go, another pass on 1st and goal, and it is complete over the left-hand side with essentially nowhere to go. Only a 3-yard reception. Once again, Julius Thomas with the reception. Now in the I formation, and they're going to go ahead and pitch this out to the left-hand side, and trying to get to the edge is Duke Johnson, and he's unable to do so, making it 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Can we see a goal line stand here? All sorts of time, and that sure looked like it could have been a touchdown. That was Vance McDonald with the catch, but it didn't look like it was very close whether he got both feet in. It looked like he tried to drag that foot, but I believe he might have been out of bounds. And luckily for this Toronto Huskies defense, although Houston is going to challenge the call on the field, we should get a good look at this one, as it does look like he was out of bounds. You see that right foot right there, I believe. It's hard to see with that angle, but he was touching the white. And that was a pretty quick turnaround here. And it was, in fact, upheld, making it 4th and goal. 23-yard field goal here. And that is going to go through. That is Dan Bailey, the new kicker for the Houston Texans. And the ex-Cowboy gets a different Texas team on the scoreboard here with a 3-0 lead over the Toronto Huskies. And this is a new kick returner. And now Ryan Fitzpatrick comes back out onto the football field. He started the season really well, not turning the football over at all. But last week he had his second interception of the season, only throwing 3 touchdowns so far. And that's where the inefficiency comes from this Toronto Huskies offensive unit. They just can't seem to push the ball downfield. And here we go, Fitzpatrick over to the right-hand side, and the defender gets a hand on it. I believe that might have been Justin Reed. And we're going to take a look at this offense. Young offensive line, and you see that new right tackle, Merrill Wiley, starting. And you look, a couple of young players for Ryan Fitzpatrick to throw the football to, and then you got the veteran tight end in Delaney Walker. And there we go, we got a handoff, and a bad move by Patrick Laird going backwards for 4 yards, making it 3rd and 14. I believe that was Tashawn Gibson coming up and making the tackle from his safety position. So now 3rd and long. From the 22-yard line, Ryan Fitzpatrick is in the gun, and he's going to look over to that right-hand side in the middle. Reception is for Patrick Laird, but only getting the 4 yards back that he lost. Bradley Roby with the tackle, but that seems to be the problem, I guess, with this Toronto offense this season. They've been doing all these dink and dunk passes that are nowhere near first down yardage and end up just going 3 and out so often this season that it's just killing this defense. And a nice punt here by Matt Hack, and it goes right, oh my gosh, just into the end zone, right over that goal line. That almost was a really nice punt by Matt Hack, who has been very good this season, I would say, for the Toronto Huskies. He's gotten a lot of opportunity, I'll tell you that. So now you have Deshaun Watson dropping back here, throwing it over the middle, and it is intercepted, and that's going to get returned. Is this going to be a pick six? It is. The veteran Josh Bynes on the play, and that is a pick six, one of the first touchdowns that we have seen from this Toronto Huskies team in, I don't know, what has it been, 3-4 weeks at least since this touchdown has been scored. And the first touchdown to be scored was by none other than Josh Bynes on the defensive side of the ball. Bad decision there by Deshaun Watson, and what a play by the veteran in the middle of the football field, the captain of this defense, Josh Bynes. With the extra point here by Josh Lambo, it is now 7-3, and we have a Toronto Huskies lead. That is a Toronto Huskies lead for the first time in what feels like eons. And Josh Lambo kicks this football off back to the Houston Texans, who are going to decide to return this past the 25, getting out to about the 26. Randall Cobb on the return. And Deshaun Watson and company comes back out here as he's 6 for 9 on the day with an interception. Nice day for this defense right now. And maybe they can just ride that momentum to another either 3 and out or turnover. Another throw here over the middle, this time complete though. Just coming back and immediately tacking in that middle. And that is Vance McDonald with another reception. I believe that is his 3rd or 4th on the day. Oh, excuse me, 2nd, but it was, I think, his 4th target. And another throw here on 1st and 10. And this one's going to be over to the right-hand side, complete for the first down there. That is Kenny Stills with the catch, his 2nd on the day. Richie Branch on coverage. And now another completion to Kenny Stills over to that right-hand side again, coming back to the middle for first down yardage. Getting him close to field goal range now. Under center, we have Deshaun Watson handing the football right up the middle. Huge hole right there. Massive hole for Duke Johnson to get through. He could have drove a train through that one. Jalen Thompson again coming up and making some tackles in that rushing defense. Once again, what is that? Another reception right there. Just more plays on the right-hand side to Kenny Stills. And he is just making all sorts of receptions on this drive. I believe that's his third catch on this drive alone. Getting him well into field goal range. And actually into the red zone here. Good coverage, and Logan Ryan trying to disrupt that pass, but Kenny Stills just making a play. Another reception here for Kenny Stills, again, over the middle, this time for 5 yards. And it looks like the Houston Texans are electing to pass the football more often than not. And this time they're going to run it, though. They must have heard me. And that is Duke Johnson on the carry. And he is going to have nowhere to go, with Jalen Thompson again coming up and making a play against the run. I believe that's his 4th tackle on the day, and another tackle for loss. Now it's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 12-yard line. This would be a huge stand for our defense. And it's going to be a throw over to the right-hand side, and all over that, it is going to be a reception to Kenny Stills again. But Branch coming up and making the tackle just short of the line to gain. And that is the type of play that we need from these corners. We need them to continuously disrupt the plays, and if they do make a play, get them down quickly. And that is going to be the end of the first quarter. This is that's right, Toronto Huskies lead 7-3. With the Houston Texans lining up to start this second quarter off with a field goal. As Dan Bailey, another short field goal, and another field goal that goes through the uprights for another 3 points, making it 6-7. Still, Toronto Huskies lead. Now, I'd really like to see this offense push the ball down the field. That worked really well previously. I believe it was against actually the Indianapolis Colts, ironically. Even though they only scored 3 points, they started towards the end of that game to push the ball down the field. And were able to actually get over 100 yards to CeeDee Lamb on that day. So let's do some more of that. And Ryan Fitzpatrick and company, they come back out onto this football field, gearing up for what should be, hopefully, the first offensive yards. And a quick pass here, and an errant one from Ryan Fitzpatrick on first down, pretty much overthrowing the entire defense. As you see, the Houston Texans have allowed darn near 0 yards. And a pass down the field. There we go. 2nd and 10. And it is incomplete. He found a man open, but he got hit as he was coming down with the ball. So it's 3rd and 10, and they're going to go another quick pass to the right-hand side. This time complete, but only for about 5 yards. Henry Ruggs with the reception. Bradley Roby on coverage. Oh my. Unfortunately, that second down throw was just not able to get completed. That could have been a big momentum changer for this Toronto offense. And another great punt here inside the 10-yard line down to the 5. Matt Hack pinning the Houston Texans deep, trying to give this defense an opportunity to possibly put more points on the scoreboard. It seems like the defense this season has scored more than the offense, as that's been the case in this game. And now the Houston Texans come out. Watson under center. He's going to hand this football off to the right-hand side. Goes Duke Johnson for a gain of about 2 yards, making it 2nd and 8. And now in the gun, you have Deshaun Watson once again faking the handoff this time and running outside and getting tackled for no gain there. Deshaun Watson on the keeper. Richie Branch with the tackle. And now 3rd and 8. He drops back into the end zone, moves around, and again, more points on the board for this defense. What a play. All the time in the world. But eventually, that is Quincy Williams coming up with the safety. That puts 2 more points on the board for this Toronto defense. Toronto defense, 9. The Houston Texans offense, 6 right now. And just like that, what a game. You know, what an absolute game from this Toronto defense right now. And they're going to get a safety punt here that gets returned out to the 30-yard line. That is another nice starting position. And this is an opportunity. If this Toronto offense can finally get something rolling here, this could break this game wide open right now if they're able to get into the end zone. I know that's a crazy thing to think about, but I think they can do it. I believe in this team. As you have Ryan Fitzpatrick, the veteran, under center here. Patrick Laird in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off to Laird, who gets stuffed in the backfield. Another negative play, making it 2nd and 12 now. That is Neville Gallimore on the tackle for loss. Patrick Laird with nowhere to go. As you see, this defense, you know, they're just talking things through on the sideline. They are fired up right now, having scored 9 points on their own. Now 2nd and 12, they're going to elect to pass this. Quick pass over to the left-hand side, and a nice play to get that out of Fitzpatrick's hands at the last second. That is 3rd and 7 now on a nice reception from Patrick Laird. And another throw here, a little bit of time in the pocket, but he's getting pressured, and he goes down. Whitney Merciless with the sack. And he had some time in the pocket there, but just no one downfield for Fitzpatrick to throw the football to. At least none that he would be willing to take a chance on. And that means another 3 and out from this Toronto offense. You know, you got Josh Bynes, the veteran, who just made that pick 6 earlier in this football game. He's trying to fire up this defense, trying to get him again ready to put some more points on the football field or a football scoreboard. How about it? Let's see how this Matt Hack punt goes, and it's going to get returned this time out past the 25 to about the 26-yard line. So probably not another scoring opportunity for this defense, unless it's another pick 6. But as you see, they have Antoine Winfield Jr. out there on special teams for this Houston Texans defense. Now you got Houston dropping back. That is Deshaun Watson moving in the pocket. He's under pressure, and he goes down. Quincy Williams with another sack. 5th sack this season for Quincy Williams. 2nd sack for this Toronto defense in this game. And Deshaun Watson, you know, he's just looking a little scared in the pocket right now, to be honest. But great coverage downfield, forcing that essentially a coverage sack. Who knows? Maybe there's an opportunity yet for this defense to put some more points on the board. 2nd and 19 here. Another drop back for Deshaun Watson over to the left-hand side, complete. and tackled at the 31-yard line, making it 3rd and 5. Will Fuller with his first catch of the day. And stepping up in the pocket over the middle, complete. Deshaun Watson finds his man Kenny Stills for his 7th reception. And it is not even close to halftime. A first down here. And Quincy Williams all over the football field today, coming up to make that tackle. Now in I formation, this Houston Texans offense at the 45-yard line. And they're going to go ahead and hand this football off up the middle. That is, I believe, Duke Johnson again. Getting a good carry here for about 6 yards. And Houston fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. Josh Bynes making a play in coverage, getting a hand on it. Deshaun Watson, another incomplete pass. Now 3rd and 4, and he's going to be scrambling. He steps up in the pocket, down the football field, complete, inside the 10. I think that is Kiki QT with the reception, 40-yard reception, with Richie Branch making the tackle. Pretty much a touchdown-saving tackle right there. And it looks like Branch just gets beat right there. Great play by Deshaun Watson, finding his man down the field. 1st and goal. So far, though, this Toronto defense has played well in the red zone, and they're getting a little pressure, but it does not matter. Over the middle, Kiki QT finishes this drive off with 2 receptions for 48 yards and a touchdown. Nice strike there over the middle from Deshaun Watson. That's Josh Bynes trying to force that ball free, but is unable to do it. You know, what a great effort, though, from this Toronto defense. You know, they are trying so hard to keep this team in games. And with another Dan Bailey, this time extra point, on the scoreboard, that is going to be a 4-point lead for the Houston Texans. And this Toronto defense, they have been balling out this game and just had their first drive put on them for a touchdown. So now that means it is time for the offense of this Toronto Huskies team to step up and put a drive together themselves. And here we go. They are returning it out past the 25-yard line to the 28. It's going to be a 1st and 10. I believe that is Terry Godwin, the substitute kick returner for Ashton Doolin, who recently got hurt. All right, Toronto, this offense, they're clearly disappointed with how they've been playing. In I formation, though, here on 1st and 10 with an opportunity to do something here. And they're going to fake the handoff. Pressure from J.J. Watt, but a throw down the field, and that is complete. Ryan Fitzpatrick. What a play. 30-yard reception to none other than Jesper Horsted. That's right, Jesper Horsted, the number 2 tight end. Look at this catch. Down the sideline, he has been making plays for first downs this entire season. I think we may have found our tight end of the future. And they're going to go ahead and hand it off. Patrick Laird getting blown up. J.J. Watt absolutely wrecking him in the backfield for a 4-yard loss on first down. Lucky he didn't fumble that. But what a play by Jesper Horsted on that 30-yard reception to get the feet inbounds and to find the opening down the field. And great play by Ryan Fitzpatrick to stand in the pocket with pressure in his face and get that ball off. And here's another pass here. Ryan Fitzpatrick again completes it, and a broken tackle. First down yardage now, down to the 30-yard line. Ryan Fitzpatrick getting demolished. just sandwiched between two defenders as he makes that throw. CeeDee Lamb with his first catch on the day. Look at that effort by both CeeDee Lamb and Ryan Fitzpatrick to make that play happen. And they are now in field goal range as CeeDee Lamb just breaks that tackle and gets down to first down yardage. Now Ryan Fitzpatrick in the gun. 4 receivers set, but they elect to hand it off, and a nice elusiveness there by Patrick Laird to get away from that defender and get something out of that play. Only about a 1-yard gain. Zach Cunningham coming up to make the tackle. And now a fake handoff to the running back. All time in the world for Ryan Fitzpatrick to find a man over the middle for another completion. First down yardage down to the 10-yard line. That is about a 19 or 19 and a half yard reception, give or take, to none other than the replacement. That's right, the replacement kick returner, Terry Godwin, getting in there and making a reception. And this is probably going to go to the 2-minute warning now. They couldn't get the play off. But the first offensive drive that has been put together from this Toronto offense right now, and coming out of the 2-minute warning, they're going to have an empty backfield for Ryan Fitzpatrick. And he's got a little bit of time in the pocket, finds a man over the middle, complete, gets about 5 yards there, down to the 5-yard line. Now it's 2nd and 5. CeeDee Lamb with a second catch. Another throw here, and getting a little pressure, but he finds a man. That is touchdown! That's right, a touchdown from this Toronto Huskies team. I cannot believe I'm saying those words, touchdown and Toronto Huskies, in the same sentence. You know, this Huskies defense has really kept them in this game the whole time, scoring 9 points of their own, and finally, this Toronto offense has said enough. We have had enough of everyone beating up on our offense. It is time for us to make some plays. As Ryan Fitzpatrick leads that drive, gutsy performance there, you know, getting hit on multiple plays and still completing passes, and eventually getting that touchdown to Patrick Laird there on a little bit of an angle route from the running back. That is just some great play there from this Toronto offense. Putting up a 16-13 lead now. And just like that, they're going to kick it back to the Deshaun Watson-led Houston Texans with an opportunity for them to score with about a minute and a half left before halftime. Can this defense step up once again and make a stop, allowing this Toronto team to go into halftime with a lead? That's the question. As Deshaun Watson, empty backfield here. 4 receivers. And you have a quick throw over to the right-hand side. That's going to be complete. I believe that is Julius Thomas. Or Vance McDonald, excuse me. And another throw here over the left-hand side. Finds a man down the sideline. Gets some yardage and eventually goes out of bounds. That is Randall Cobb with his 3rd catch. I believe that is a gain of about 17 yards. Look at that play there. Eventually having Jalen Thompson coming up and making the tackle. But now, a minute and 8 seconds left on this clock at the 48-yard line. And Houston drops back. He's going to throw it over to the right-hand side. It's going to be complete and pushed out of bounds again. That is, I believe, A.J. Dillon with an 8-yard reception out of the backfield there. And if they just need to keep these guys in bounds, force those timeouts to be called, but instead they keep pushing them out of bounds. Combination of Richie Branch and Logan Ryan on the tackle there. Now the 45-yard line. Deshaun Watson drops back, throws it deep over the left-hand side, and overthrows his receiver. who was in a one-on-one situation with the safety. Kiki QT again, the deep threat on this offense. And Deshaun Watson drops back again, throws over to the left-hand side. Once again, first down yardage and getting out of bounds. That is Vance McDonald with his 4th reception. And another first down. Getting close to field goal range now, this Houston Texans team. As you see there, Nick Needham was on coverage. Now Deshaun Watson in the gun with 3 receivers to the right-hand side. And he's going to drop back. He's going to look over to that right-hand side, find a man open, and a missed tackle there. Timeout after the play from the Houston Texans. I believe that was, once again, Kiki QT with the reception. And that is Deshaun Watson again in the gun. He's going to take this snap, look over to the left-hand side, find a receiver, and what a play, what a hit. Oh my goodness. What a hit on Will Fuller by Quincy Williams. Leading to 2nd and 10. And another pass over to the right-hand side this time. And again, this defensive unit is saying no more. You are done getting yards on us with another forced incompletion. Deshaun Watson again with a high snap. He looks over to the right-hand side, finds a man, and is forced to take their final timeout there as he gets tackled inbounds. And this Toronto team, they've done it again. This defense forcing a field goal from Dan Bailey, and it's good, tying this football game up 16 apiece. But now this Toronto offense has an opportunity. With 27 seconds on the clock and 2 timeouts, they have a chance to score before halftime and take the lead again. The question is, can they do it? As they're going to elect to return this kick past the 25, out pushing to the 30, only getting to the 29 though. That is Terry Godwin on the return. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, you know, he knows what he has to do. 23 seconds left. That's enough time to get into field goal range. They need to push the ball down the field, though. Push that envelope. And instead, they elect to just run it up the middle, and a timeout from Toronto. An interesting play call there, hoping to catch the Texans off guard. It does a little bit, allowing for about a 6-yard carry to the 35. And now it's an empty backfield for Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's going to throw it over to the left-hand side, catches it, but that's going to be caught inbounds and tackled at the 40. Timeout number 3, Delaney Walker, who should have known better, gets tackled by Antoine Winfield Jr. And another throw here over the middle, an errant pass by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Probably better, though, because that would have ended the half. They're going to try for a Hail Mary here from Ryan Fitzpatrick, who has all the time in the world and can't get the throw off. What is going on? That is Ziggy Ansah with the sack to end the half. I don't know if he was just waiting to get the receivers all the way down the football field or what, but he just didn't get that throw off. So going into halftime, it is going to be a 16-16 tie game. And we're going to take a look at some other games around the country right now at halftime. Give you guys some insight. As at half here, though, it is a good game, 16-all, and this Toronto team putting up a fight. As you see, looking at the games around the league right now, we've got a couple of good ones. Obviously, this is your Thursday night game, but we've got the Browns and Titans, who are both fighting for the playoffs right now in good position, each in a position to win their division. And then you have the Rams and the 49ers at the Sunday 4 o'clock matchup, and that's going to be a good division matchup who could play out very key for that NFC West. And another NFC West team with the Seahawks and Eagles going at it on the Monday night game. And I'm expecting both of those teams to be in contention for the playoffs once again. But here we go. Coming back to this game here, Toronto making plays on the defensive side of the ball, scoring 9 defensive points, allowing this Toronto team to stay in the game 16 all. And they get the ball out of halftime. They're going to take over at the 22-yard line here.
Come on now, let's go.
As Terry Godwin returns it, and now Ryan Fitzpatrick and company comes out onto the football field, hoping to lead another drive, as they had a really good offensive drive, the one before halftime. So 2 drives ago. And now they're going to hand this off on first down, getting upfield for about a 3-yard gain. Patrick Laird to the 25. Now a bunch set to the right-hand side. You have Ryan Fitzpatrick in the gun. He's going to hand it off up the middle, breaking a tackle, but eventually going down. Close to the line of scrimmage is Patrick Laird. That's going to force a 3rd and 7 here. Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to fake the handoff, and he's got time in the pocket, looks downfield, and almost intercepted. That is a very dangerous pass. Trying to squeeze that one in on the left-hand side to, I believe that was CeeDee Lamb. But instead, another 3 and out from this Toronto Huskies offense. And that should have been an interception there, but there's a reason why those defensive backs are on defense. And let's see what Matt Hack can do here. Getting this inside the 20, but returned out in a face mask. Bad coverage there. Good coverage, but bad tackling with the face mask on Nick Nelson, the young corner. That's not a way to find yourself onto the football field, young man. And that's going to bring this offense up to the 39-yard line to start this drive. Now Houston's going to hand this ball off to none other than Duke Johnson again, getting about 3 yards on that first down carry. And Deshaun Watson in the gun now. He's going to elect to throw the ball over to the right-hand side, finds a man right at the line to gain, but they're going to call it short, making it 3rd and inches. Another opportunity for this Toronto defense. And they're going to do a quick pass, and it is... Oh, wait, what? Oh my goodness! It is deflected and still caught by Kenny Stills with his 9th reception. And after catching it, getting the first down yardage. Look at this play. And actually, it wasn't even deflected. It was just bobbled by Kenny Stills and then caught. What a play by Kenny Stills. It hits him in the helmet. And then he catches it anyway, breaking a tackle and getting the first down. It's got to be a gut-wrencher for this Toronto defense. And they're going to throw on first down over the middle, complete. That is once again Vance McDonald with the reception. His 5th catch on the day. He's up to 60 yards already in this game. He's just been owning the middle of that football field for this Houston Texans squad. With 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, Deshaun Watson under center. He's going to fake the handoff, have all the time in the world in the pocket, steps up and gets sacked. Terrell Beckwith finally gets off his man and gets to Deshaun Watson for a 4-yard loss, making it 2nd and 14. I believe that's going to be the 3rd sack for this Toronto defense. Just nobody open downfield. Great coverage. Another coverage sack by this Toronto defense. And look at that, Terrell Beckwith just throwing Deshaun Watson onto the ground. And now in the gun, Deshaun Watson elects to throw on 2nd and 14. Finds a man open over the middle. That is once again Kenny Stills. But Josh Bynes makes the tackle, making it 3rd and 8. His 10th reception on the day for Stills. And another throw here. And pressure in the face of Deshaun Watson. He gets the ball off, but deflected by, I believe that is the veteran, Rashad Jones, getting a hand on that ball. What a wily veteran play right there. Veteran on veteran, as Randall Cobb, trying to make a play on the offensive side of the ball, is unable to do so. Houston lining up for another field goal. I hope you guys have Dan Bailey in your fantasy lineups, because this is his 4th field goal on the day, making it 19-16. You know, this defense still forcing some defensive stops on this highly touted Houston offense. And another return here by Terry Godwin out to the 24-yard line. Now you have Ryan Fitzpatrick and company coming out on the field. He's in the gun here on this 1st down carry, putting a man in motion and handing it off to Delaney Walker, who has room. And what a play call here. Delaney Walker with a 9-yard rush. And then they're going to hand it off up the middle again. Broken tackle, pushing forward. What power by Patrick Laird. Powerful Patrick there on that 2nd down carry for 1st down yardage. In an I formation, they're going to fake the handoff. Pressure up the middle. That is none other than, oh no, J.J. Watt forces the fumble, and it's going to be scoop and score for the Houston Texans. That is J.J. Watt's 1st sack, I believe. And it is a scoop and score for, I think that is Whitney Merciless. As Ryan Fitzpatrick just gets destroyed. He sees him and tries to move, but instead, the ball just comes out. He's unable to get back on it, allowing for a scoop and score for Whitney Merciless. Man, that is tough. That is tough for this Toronto team to see. They played so well on defense, and to have a scoop and score for the opposite defense, that is unfortunate. Now making it a 10-point game, 26-16. This Toronto offense, they have to score on this drive. They have no other options. Otherwise, this game is essentially over. Even though it's only in the 3rd quarter, it is over. They're going to start this drive at the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
As you see, Ryan Fitzpatrick having a decent day.
Let's go. Watch left, watch left, watch left. Stop right there.
Now in the gun, you have Fitzpatrick faking the handoff, and with a man in his face, gets the ball off, but
Ineligible receiver downfield.
oh no, that is ineligible receiver downfield. Jedrick Wills making the boneheaded decision
Still 1st down.
to go down the football field blocking. Don't know why. It's a young player. He'll learn over time. Making it 1st and 15 now at the 17-yard line. And they're obviously electing to throw here on 1st down. And what a hit! Oh my goodness. That is CeeDee Lamb with the reception, and then absolutely destroyed and fumbles the ball with, I think that might have been an offensive lineman scooping it up and taking it out to the 25-yard line. That makes it 2nd and 7. CeeDee Lamb's 3rd catch on the day. Another throw here over the middle. This one's going to be intercepted. And that's the dagger. Garyon Conley with the interception. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he is just dragging his feet off the football field because he knows that pretty much seals this game. As the Texans take over in field goal range. And I believe that was just Trent Sherfield. I don't know if that was just a miscommunication. It's only his 2nd game out here. After having a really good game last week, we thought Trent Sherfield might have a bigger impact in this one, but hasn't been able to do much. As Deshaun Watson on 1st down completes this pass to the right-hand side, gets out of bounds. That's a 7-yard reception. And Watson once again throwing over the middle this time, and it is almost a touchdown, but a nice play by the defender to get his hands in there to break that pass up, making it 3rd and 3. And they're going to throw over to the right-hand side. That is caught for a 1st down and more, getting down to the 8-yard line. That is Duke Johnson with his 2nd reception. He is well known as a receiving back. He's probably better known as a receiving back than a running back, ironically. And we see that on display right there on that little wheel route. And we take a look at the pylon cam and see him take that little bit of a face plant, in a sense. All right, now it is 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Deshaun Watson under center. And he's going to elect to throw this over to the right-hand side and getting a hand on it. Is this Toronto defense forcing an incompletion, 2nd and down now. They're just going to elect to hand this off with nowhere to go. Getting great penetration. Duke Johnson tackled in the backfield. That is Zaire Franklin with the tackle for loss. As he just shot the gap and got to the running back in the backfield. Now 3rd and goal at the 10-yard line. Deshaun Watson's going to pass. Look over to the left-hand side and tackled immediately. That is Vance McDonald with only a 1-yard reception. And that is, once again, Jalen Thompson coming up and making another tackle. And that's going to force another field goal. So it really doesn't change this game a whole lot, as it's going to be a 13-point lead for this Houston Texans team instead of a 10-point lead. It's still a 2-score game, though. It just means it's going to have to be 2 touchdowns instead of a field goal and a touchdown to tie this game up. And I know 2 touchdowns seems like an insurmountable task for this offense, as they've only scored 1 touchdown through the past 4 weeks, I believe, and that was in this game. So Ryan Fitzpatrick comes back onto the football field, trying to get his offense to believe once again. You got 2 receivers up there to the right-hand side, or left-hand side, excuse me. But it's going to be a handoff to that left-hand side, and it's Patrick Laird on 1st down getting about 2 yards. Zach Cunningham coming up to make the tackle. And then another handoff. This time a move was made. A broken tackle. Patrick Laird Look at the playmaking ability from Patrick Laird. Gets to the 33-yard line. 3rd and 2. And they're going to elect to throw this over the middle, and that is Patrick Laird again, this time in the receiving game, with a first down. That's his 4th reception on the day. Getting down to the 39-yard line, and that is a first down for this Toronto offense. I know, first downs, those are hard to come by from this offense as well, just like the points. So now at the 39-yard line, Fitzpatrick takes this takes this ball and hands it off to Patrick Laird, who gets about 2 yards, making it 2nd and 8. Now an empty backfield, though. And they're going to elect to throw this over to the left-hand side and just overthrows his receiver. Fitzpatrick does. Had a man streaking down the sideline. And now it's 3rd and 8 with an empty backfield from the 41-yard line. Fitz looks over to that right-hand side, completes the pass, but short of the first down yardage. That's going to make it 4th and 2 from the 47. That's Henry Ruggs with the reception. And now they're going to elect to punt it, surprisingly. Thought they might go for it here, but they're going to trust their defense to make a stop. Not a bad idea. As a great punt here, just a coffin corner by Matt Hack, getting him pinned down at the 4-yard line. And they're going to start this with a handoff. Huge hole up the middle. That is Duke Johnson again on the carry, getting a first down to finish off that 3rd quarter. As you see, that 3rd quarter was all Houston Texans there, as the Toronto Huskies couldn't do anything. Now starting the 4th quarter with a 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. High snap here, and it's going to be a handoff. And Duke Johnson gets tackled for a loss. That is Floyd Ellis getting in the backfield to make the play. It's going to make it 2nd and 11 from the 17-yard line. At the 17-yard line, bunch set to the left-hand side. Deshaun Watson hands it up the middle, though, and a tackle here after about an 8-yard carry by Duke Johnson. That is Zaire Franklin on the tackle. 3rd and 4 now, and Deshaun Watson is going to throw over the middle, complete again to Vance McDonald. A 6-yard gain and a first down with his 7th reception on the day. Logan Ryan coming up to make the tackle. And right now, looks like this Texans team just plans on bleeding the clock out, as I expect a run here on first down. And they actually pass it, and it's going to be over to the right-hand side, complete for about a 5-yard gain. That is Will Fuller's 3rd reception on the day. Rashad Jones on the tackle, the veteran. Empty backfield now, with 9 minutes left in this 4th quarter, 2nd and 5. And they are going to throw it over the left-hand side. Another reception and broken tackle, but pushed out of bounds, making it 3rd and inches. That was Vance McDonald for his 8th catch. That is right, 8th catch in this game. 3rd and inches now with an opportunity for this defense to stop this offense. And they're going to elect to go with a read option, and Deshaun Watson keeps it and gets tackled in the backfield. That is, once again, Jalen Thompson coming up and making a play in run defense. And what a play that was, essentially forcing a punt now. You know, Jalen Thompson, surprisingly, I thought he would be better in coverage than Lano Hill, but he's actually been better in the rush defense than Lano Hill. And now Brian Angerer punting for this Houston Texans team. And that is a nice punt, and it's going to just touch the very beginning of the end zone, making it a touchback. So Ryan Fitzpatrick and company, they've got 80 yards. 80 yards to score a touchdown. Can they do it? We're going to find out as we start off with a bunch set to the right-hand side. Fitzpatrick in the gun, and he's going to drop back, throw to that right-hand side, complete the pass, but only for about a 1-yard gain. I believe that was the veteran Delaney Walker with the reception. And now 2nd and 9 at the 21-yard line. They're going to move Patrick Laird out of the backfield. And now dropping back with a quick pass over to the right-hand side again. And this time it's Jesper Horsted with the reception. Getting 2 catches on this day and 2 yards on that one. And they're going to hand it off here. What a play. What a decision as Patrick Laird gets the handoff on a design draw on 3rd and 7, and they get the first down. That had to take some guts to call that type of a play on 3rd and 7. As Ryan Fitzpatrick in the gun once again. And they're going to move Patrick Laird out of the backfield again this time. And he's going to look over to that right-hand side. The same play again. This time complete once again to Jesper Horsted for 3 yards this time. And now a handoff up the middle, and it looks like that was a tackle by the face mask on Patrick Laird. And that's exactly what it is. This Houston Texans team giving some free yards to the Toronto offense. Getting him up to midfield.
Automatic first down.
It's going to be 1st and 10 at midfield. This team seems to be driving a little bit as Toronto in the gun. They're moving, once again, the running back out of the backfield. This time it looks like it's John Kelly. And a quick throw over to the left-hand side this time, excuse me. And again, Jesper Horsted with the reception. That is a 6-yard reception this time. In the gun, Fitzpatrick dumps it off to the running back. That is John Kelly getting the first, the first down. 7-yard reception for the running back. Now with about 4.5 minutes left, they're moving the running back out of the backfield again for about the 4th play in a row, it feels like. High snap for Fitzpatrick, but he handles it. Finds a man over the middle, wide open. That is Jesper Horsted. I'm telling you guys, Jesper Horsted might be the tight end of the future with his 5th reception right over the middle as Justin Reed comes up and makes the tackle. He has been playing so well for this Toronto team. And he's the number 2 tight end. He doesn't even necessarily start at his position. Now with 4 minutes left in the game, Fitzpatrick and company in field goal range. They're going to move the running back out of the backfield again. Empty backfield now for Fitzpatrick. He's going to take this snap, throw quickly over the middle, and it's intercepted. No! Oh no, is that going to be a pick 6? It is. Oh, that is just... That's a dagger right to the heart. An 80-yard pick 6. think that may have been Lonnie Johnson Jr. with the pick 6 on Ryan Fitzpatrick, who had been playing safe football for most of this season, but the last couple of weeks he's fallen apart. And they're going for 2. Breaking tackles is Duke Johnson, but not getting the 2-point conversion. So the score is 35-16. So that's going to be a 19-point lead for the Houston Texans. At this point, that would be an insurmountable lead, unfortunately, for this Toronto team. But shout out to the defense on this day. Because if you think about it, there have been 2 defensive touchdowns scored in this game from Houston. So you take away 14 of those points, and really, this Toronto defense has held this Houston Texans team to, believe it or not, only 21 points. And on first down, it's going to be a completion over to the right-hand side for Ryan Fitzpatrick. That is Terry Godwin with the reception. Now they're going to elect to hand it off with some room. Running down the football field to the 44 is John Kelly with a 12-yard rush. Antoine Winfield Jr. on the tackle. Two and a half minutes now left in this football game. And another throw incomplete from Ryan Fitzpatrick, just missing his target over the left-hand side. Now moving the running back out of the backfield. It had been working before they threw that interception on the last drive. And they're going to have some pressure in Ryan Fitzpatrick's face.
Pass interference. Defense.
And that's actually pass interference on the defender, Antoine Winfield Jr. And that's going to be a first down at the 49-yard line. And now a throw here for Ryan Fitzpatrick, and just missing his target again, with the receiver coming open over on the right-hand side, but he just misses the throw. And this time he's going to throw over the left-hand side. Getting the reception is, what a play, diving catch by Trent Sherfield, the man that we have been expecting to have a bigger day and just hasn't. Makes a diving catch here right before the 2-minute warning. What a throw, too, by Ryan Fitzpatrick. And here's another throw to the right-hand side, and this one's going to be incomplete for Henry Ruggs. Dangerous throw with 2 defenders all over the receiver there. And once again, moving the running back out of the backfield here. So Fitz is going to throw it quick over to that left-hand side, and for a first down is Jesper Horsted again. And here quickly, and under pressure though, is Ryan Fitzpatrick after that quick snap. Ziggy Ansah with another sack. Now 2nd and 18. Fitz is going to dump it off over the middle. This one to Patrick Laird. Getting only a couple. Now they're going to force the envelope down the football field here. And one-on-one, and it is eventually intercepted. What a play by the defender there, Eric Murray, with the interception. But look at this play. The first defender tries to intercept the ball, can't. It comes all the way down the defender's legs, and he accidentally kicks it up as he's falling to the ground. Look at that. Kicks it up and right into Eric Murray's hands. Those are the types of plays that are happening right now. As Deshaun Watson and company just comes out onto the football field, probably either going to run this football and run the clock out. And they're going to elect to throw it here on a pass, believe it or not. Play action, incomplete pass. He just misses both receivers on the right-hand side who are both open. And this time, another play action. This time over the middle, complete. 3-yard reception, but an immediate tackle, making it 3rd and 7. And that is going to end the game. The Texans win this 35-16. But I just want to stop here and say shout out to the Huskies defense. What a defensive unit that they just put out there on the football field, essentially holding this Houston Texans team to 21 points. And I don't even know how many field goals. What was it, 4 or 5 field goals it felt like? Only allowing, I think, 1 offensive touchdown in this game from the Houston Texans. And not only that, but then scoring 9 points on their own. This Toronto Huskies defense, they showed up to play in this one. And if they could have gotten a little more help from the offense, as the turnovers were actually a problem in this game for this Huskies offense. That's something we haven't seen thus far this season. Actually, there was a scoop and score on a fumble from Ryan Fitzpatrick. There were 3 interceptions in this game, albeit not necessarily all Ryan Fitzpatrick's fault, like that last interception that just happened to get kicked up right to the defender's hands. But still, turnovers are turnovers, and they had 4 of them today. So we're hoping to see some better play from the offense moving forward, but great play and nothing really that the defense did wrong in that game. They got to the quarterback, they forced turnovers, they held the offense to as few yards and points as possible. Shout out to the Toronto Huskies defense as we end this game. And looking forward, I believe that in week number 12, obviously, we talked about having a guest for the Week 12 game, and we should have a guest for the commentation, and that will also be a guest who will help us analyze some of these players in this upcoming scouting class that I had to, by the way, redo, as we see an upgrade here for Zaire Franklin. And I had to redo the class because, long story short, the players I was putting in the class ended up being on all of these rosters, but they were on the practice squads, and so they weren't showing up on the actual roster page for a lot of these teams, thus meaning that I ended up having to import a class at about week 8 or 9, I think. So the scouting will not be as fully done as I would have liked it to be. And that's why we're going to instead, I downloaded a class that has a little bit of story behind it and has some other scouts, we'll call them our, I guess, local scouts, scouting some of these college players for us and having their input on what these players bring to the table. So we're going to have a scouting episode and around the time that we have that Week 12 game. I don't know if I'm going to do a separate episode for that or if we're going to include it with the Week 12 game. We will have to wait and see. But I believe that is going to wrap up Week 10 here in our Toronto Huskies franchise. Heck of a defensive performance for them. And believe it or not, despite what the score says there, 35 points, this defense only allowed, I believe, 19 or 21 points in this game, forcing 4 or 5 field goals. And having multiple defensive scores of their own, 1 pick six, a safety, putting up 9 points on the scoreboard themselves. Shout out to the Toronto Huskies defense. I'm excited to see what they can turn into as they progress further into their careers. But Next week, we have the Indianapolis Colts once again, who we just played, I believe, in week number 8, and it was a tough game. I think we lost 26-3. Philip Rivers was able to just run down the football. Well, not run himself because he doesn't run, but was able to move the football down the field pretty efficiently in that game. And despite our defense once again playing decently well, forcing some field goals, I think in that game they ended up kicking 4 field goals of their own. So it's going to be tough, but we only scored 3 points against that defense last time. So hopefully we can execute a little better on offense in this Week 11 matchup against the Colts. But until then, my name is TayVikes28, and I thank you all for tuning in. And make sure to check back next week, as we might have some big news coming into this Week 11 game about Henry Ruggs' legal situation and how that's going to affect the team. So definitely tune in and check out Reese Record on the Record 1 on Twitter. He will be posting stuff. Our NFL Insider will be posting stuff about this here franchise and this league moving forward. And let me know if you guys want to have an update on these stats for both our Huskies as well as the season stats for around the league. If you guys want to see something like that, we will possibly do that at some point this season. Just let me know in the comments section. But until then, like I said, my name is TayVikes28, and I thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.